Hello and welcome to Beyond Updates, a series made by Beyond Technology where we share our collaborators' knowledge on important topics within the world of technology. I'm Alejandro Anaya from the People team, and in this session, we're going to be talking about the rise of artificial intelligence and how it might become essential to implement this tool to improve the quality of life and workflow of workers around the world. In just the past few months, there's been a noticeable growth in the number of people worried about AI and the impact it could have in the lives of everyday employees. But something that hasn't been talked about enough is how much these new tools and services, born from the rise of AI-based applications, can benefit us immensely if used properly. Today, I'm joined by Zoff Khan, the Regional Chief Executive Officer of Beyond Technology in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. Thanks for joining me today, Zoff.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, let's start off with this important question. What would you define as artificial intelligence, and what changes have you noticed in this field this past year?
Well, it's a very exciting time and I think a great topic of discussion. Firstly, if we can define AI, I think that's really important. And a nice and simple definition is always the best one. So what I would define AI as is something that can simulate human intelligence by machines and usually computer systems. So if something is able to simulate that, that's a good indication of artificial intelligence. Yeah, and it's very, very hot at the moment. I think we're doing this transition from, I would say, stage one of AI, which has always been very narrow machine learning and applications like Siri and Alexa, Bixby, your likes of your Google Maps that can do tasks, but they're really very specific to that task and not like the human brain that would really apply its logic to all sorts of different scenarios and challenges. So we're going through that transition now. We're going through the stage two of AI, which is about general artificial intelligence. And with general artificial intelligence, we've got tools like ChatGPT, but many others that are competing with it that are also embedded in many manufacturers' software products now, increasingly so. So we're just living in really incredible times where we're seeing all this forming and the power, much more power for artificial intelligence being at the hands of the everyday person. So it's really a really wonderful time to be involved with AI at this point.
I completely agree. As you mentioned, there's been a lot of interest in the field, especially after the launch of OpenAI's ChatGPT, and later with the implementation of this technology to Microsoft services. Why do you think that their CEO Satya Nadella is so focused on implementing these functionalities into their everyday products like Office 365 and GitHub?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, actually, the interesting thing is it's not just Microsoft. It's every company is coming up with an AI version or augmentation of their products with AI included. And, technology is really a very dynamic industry. Things change every few years. And if you're not really on top of your game, you could really be overtaken by your competitors or by some emergent technology. So what we're seeing is really Microsoft and others, Adobe, SAP, and Google, really just staying ahead of the game. They've been working on the general AI for some time, but it's all being released now, which is really the interesting and the hot thing. And in every YouTube video or every press article or every day, there's something about ChatGPT and some of the releases like Microsoft with this Copilot coming out. It's going to give tremendous new additional capabilities to existing tools that you use. And it's really important that organizations are not followers.
Let's talk about how these can affect offices today. With the growing number of companies that are beginning to implement these new technologies into their workflow and daily practices, there are many people who are concerned that these tools might end up taking their jobs instead of helping them. How do you see this playing out?
I guess that's actually a really good and relevant question, and I do see some concern on this area. It could be a valid concern. It's something that we all need to take into consideration when new technologies come, new software comes, new revolutions come. They're also great times of opportunity, and I think if you upgrade yourself with those skills, it can actually give you a lot more opportunities than risks. So there's a saying that AI has never replaced a human, but somebody that's using AI, a human using AI, can replace somebody's job. So it's really important to learn, understand these changes that are occurring, and technologies and platforms like ChatGPT, embrace them, and it can really make your work a lot easier, make your tasks faster, maybe remove some of the mundane activities and do it in a far more effective and cost-effective way for yourself and for your organization. So I would say, you can look on the glass half empty or the glass half full, but definitely, like we saw with the internet revolution and all the concerns that were there, and initially some challenges, it turned out that there were actually far more opportunities that were out there than the risks.
So, based on your experience, in what types of industries do you believe that AI is going to become an essential part of their ecosystem?
I don't think any industry is going to be spared, Alessandro. Basically, if we look at healthcare, we can see a lot of power of the AI engines doing predictive analytics of potential risks to patients, faster time to market with drugs. We're already seeing in customer services chatbots being used, and organizations like Amazon really depending on them now as they see commonalities on the way questions are asked and the answers that need to be given. We've got inventory management, logistics, the way goods are routed in the most cost-effective way, and a carbon reduction manner that's possible. Retail, I think that's going to be a really interesting space where we could have all sorts of tools that are available at retail outlets in brick and mortar stores, where the consumer could avail of potentially mirrors and not have to try on clothes, and for them to be a lot more convenient, maybe even tailoring to be done with 3D printers. Cybersecurity, transportation, autonomous cars, autonomous trucking that can be integrated with IoT devices, etc., etc. We're already seeing a big impact of ChatGPT and general AI in marketing as well. So, really every sector, whether it be law and order, safety, defense, your lifestyle, home, every area is liable to have an impact. And this is really where Beyond Technology can help. Beyond Technology, it can consult, we can deploy, we can execute, we can manage these digital transformation solutions, because everything is going to be dependent upon cloud, about high-speed fiber to your offices, as well as cybersecurity, ensuring your environment is safe, as so much is going to be dependent on it. So we really look forward to AI growing in organizations and us playing our role.
Well, I'm pretty excited to see what the future holds for us. Alright then, that's all the time we have to talk today, but thanks again for coming on the program.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you all for joining us in this latest edition of Beyond Updates. This is Alejandro Anaya from the People team, signing off. But make sure to follow our official channels to stay up to date on all these topics and to hear more from us in the future.